Good day, everyone. This is Pilot Noodles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going tonight?
Hello, Drek. Everything is going fine here. How are things going over at the castle?
Not too bad at all. Things are going smoothly, as they say.
Oh, you mean the peasants aren't complaining today?
No, actually, they're not. The peasants have been rather calm here of late.
All right. Now, let's then head into the Update 36 Patch 2, which is the big news for this week. So I think we've discussed most of this already.
Yes, we have. So we're going to kind of glance over some of it. We won't go into detail on the cleric domain. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there because we have extensively covered them, and there haven't been any changes from when they were on the Mania. So we will just skip those for now, but there are some other things. Of course, the Favorite Soul update is in this as well. I think the big thing on this patch is the Mimic Hunt is back, and it is running now. So you have probably noticed when you open chest, you're going to get mimics. But there's an issue with that, but we'll talk about that,
We'll discuss about that
in a moment. That's right. So there's your teaser for later on. But yes, so this patch did bring about the cleric domains, the Favorite Soul, and the Mimic Hunt also. The other big thing, I think, the biggest thing out of this patch is the DDO store is now opened up in the game client once again. If you are using a operating system prior to Windows 7, so if you're using Vista or XP, you're still going to open up in a external browser, and that is due to some compliance issues that the store they are using has to do. So my suggestion is if you're on XP or Vista, I think it's time that you upgrade. At least go to Windows 7. You don't have to make the big jump to 10 if you don't want to. I know that might be a little scary for you, but at least go up to Windows 7. But so far, I haven't had any problems with the store open up in game. I've used it a couple times and tested it, and everything seems to be going good. So glad to see that finally working again, because I know there are some people that do like it in the external browser, and you are able to do that if you want. There is an option in the UI settings to where you can make it open in an external browser if you want. I personally do not like it to be an external browser, but to each their own. There's people that like it, so good on you, and you can do that now. But as I said, if you're running on XP or Vista, you're not going to have a choice. It's going to be in the external browser. And then we did get some enhancements. The multi-selector slots for the Artificer Battle Engineer tree will now show its appropriate icon. The Battle Engineer's Caustic Strike, Shatter Defenses, and Thunder Shock weapon no longer stop your movement when used. Acid and Rust damage from Caustic Strike, as well as the electric damage from the Thunder Shock weapon, are now properly listed in the combat log. They also fixed a bug with Arcane Archer Arrows of Terror that caused the fear effect to apply to invalid targets like constructs, undead, and oozes.
Oh.
Boo. Boo on that. I was rather enjoying that. I knew I wasn't working as intended, but I was rather enjoying being able to fear all those things. But alas, that is now fixed. And as we did say, the Mimic Hunt is back. The new rewards have been added for the Mimic Hunts. And if you're not familiar, if you're a new player and you're not familiar with how the Mimic Hunt works, and you're totally confused why your chests are all of a sudden becoming mimics, it's because of this event. What you do is you will open up a chest like normal. That chest has a chance to become a mimic. You kill the mimic, you get a mimic token. You take that token into the Hall of Heroes to Glenrith. You turn that token in for rewards, and those rewards do include the collectible crates, new cosmetic pets, oils of strengthening that will prevent durability loss, and other named items for various level ranges. And if you want to see all of those, we did do a video on that. You can look back. Last week's show, we talked about that, so you can get the link for that there. And another big note for the Mimic Festival this time around is the Storm Reaver's Fresco no longer produces mimics.
What?
So no easy way out anymore, folks. You got to actually search for the mimics. They did do a couple other changes. Players will no longer get mimics from a chest if you've looted that chest 5 times. And that is a daily reset. So if you've looted the same chest 5 times, you're not going to get a mimic out of it. You can go back in 24 hours, and it will give you mimics until you do it 5 more times.
Is this because there are some chests in some dungeons that inevitably somebody is going to try to overuse, and they decide, let's do this proactively because we know they're going to do it. We haven't figured out which one they're going to do it with yet, but we know they're going to do it somewhere. So.
Oh no, it's well known what quest is the best quest to do. We'll talk about that later too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why it's basically to prevent somebody from like farming for like 4 or 5 hours straight and just running quest over and over and over and over and over just to get mimics. So because they kind of want you to run a bunch of quests and not just 1 or 2 certain quests to get your mimics. Because Cordovan on his, can't remember if it was the weekly Wednesday stream or the Friday stream, he said they want this Mimic Festival to be something that is fun and not a grind. It's something that as you're playing, it comes up, you kill a mimic, you get the token, you can get your rewards. Or if you want to actually, quote unquote, grind for your items, you can do that if you want, but that's not the intent of the mimic hunt. It's just supposed to be a fun little, kind of diversion thing as you're out in your dungeons normally. He also said, I think it was on the Friday stream, that they do plan for this to come around more often. He kind of used the example over on the Lotro side. They have the, I call it chicken hockey event.
Hobnanigans.
Yeah, because basically it's chicken hockey is what it is. But they have the Hobnanigans event over there, which that comes around every, 2 months, 3 months, something like that.
I think it's monthly.
Is it monthly? Okay.
Yeah.
And they kind of envision the Mimic Hunt to be kind of like that, where it will come around quarterly or maybe every couple months or something. So
it's sort of like the treasure hunt on Lotro then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would say the treasure hunt would be the better example of it. But yeah, Cordovan actually did use the word Hobnanigans, but chicken hockey as I call it. And the other thing about the Mimic Hunt to be aware of is mimics will not appear for a character if they are 4 levels over the quest, unless the quest level is above level 20. And then also instant death effects will no longer kill mimics. Apparently that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing, but it was a thing. And then there was some fixes in some various quests. There has been a ladder fix in Ven's Trail Clan Tunnel Worm. Apparently there was a broken ladder. That is now fixed. The optional objectives gain the competence of the Caneth Guards and gain the competence of the Bladesworn. In the quest schemes of the enemy, no longer grant XP. The base XP of the quest has been raised accordingly. Not exactly sure what that's all about.
Okay.
I'm not sure people were using that to their advantage or what, but anyway. And the quest protect, this one I thought was funny. The quest protect Baldry's interest and stop Hajadell's shipment will no longer be played on Reaper difficulty.
Now, I can understand stop Hajadell's shipment because, let's face it, there aren't any mobs in that. Okay, I have heard that there is a potential optional rare in there, but outside of that, which you have to go hunting for, since I've never found that.
Yeah, it's behind
there
a
are no
hidden
mobs
wall.
in that quest. I can't understand how that could have had Reaper ever.
I don't know.
And that shouldn't even have a hard setting.
Well, you wouldn't think so, yeah. That should be like one of those solo-only quests. But anyways, yeah.
And, okay, but I try to think, what is it in protecting Baldry's interests that made that exploitable for people that are in Reaper? Because there are tons of kobolds coming in there that could potentially hit hard, I would think. Or is it because they're ignoring you and going after the...
I think that's it, and then people kill those, and then Reapers will pop, and it's just easy Reaper experience. That's what I assume it is.
Okay.
So no longer able to do that. So if you were doing that to get your Reaper experience, you'll have to find other Reaper quests to do. And that's really about it for our release notes. There was a few bugs, though.
Oh?
Unfortunately, and that is the big one is with the mimic hunt. There was several threads on the forums about these mimics are too hard. It's tough. I'm like a lower level character. I'm like a first life low level character. I go in. I'm like a level 3, and these mimics are coming at level 9, and they're just killing me instantly. This is no fun. What's going on with this? Well, our executive producer, Severlin, popped on the forums and says, quote, I apologize. There was a bug fixed with mimics, but the side effect is that they are using boss scaling, which makes them very dangerous at low levels since they are scaled like a boss at the end of a dungeon.
Good grief.
We are discussing whether we can patch in an adjustment next week. So there may or may not be a hot fix for this. If not, we'll have to put up with it this time around, and next time the mimic hunt comes back, that will be fixed.
Okay.
So, yes, so keep that in mind. If you're finding the mimics a little bit tough, that would be why it's tough.
And the next week post was posted last Wednesday, so that means they're hoping to have something in this week before the mimic hunt is over.
Yes, I guess we'll find out tomorrow, on Wednesday. If we don't have an announcement for downtime on Tuesday, I'm sure Cordovan will mention it during his weekly Wednesday live stream if they're going to patch it or not. So I guess we'll see. So, but if you are finding the mimics too hard, you can talk to the guy in the Hall of Heroes and tell him you don't want to see mimics, and he will spray you with mimic repellent, and you won't pull a mimic. But keep in mind, if you're in a group and everybody in that group does not have the mimic repellent, you're the only one that does. When they open a chest, they might get a mimic to spawn.
Okay.
So keep that in mind if you're grouping. If you don't want to see a mimic, you're going to have to just stand way back and let them kill the mimic, I guess, because it's the person that opens the chest. They're the ones that's flagged either to see them or not. So just a heads up. So if you get the mimic repellent and then all of a sudden you're in a group and you're seeing a bunch of mimics and you're like, hey, this doesn't work. Well, it does, but the other people don't have the repellent. They want to see the mimics. So just something to keep in mind.
Okay. Now, what if you had let's say you went in, got some mimic repellent, then they patched it, and there are a few days left, and now you wanted to see the repellent. What can you do about that to undo the repellent?
You talk to him again, and he will remove it.
Okay, he can remove it then.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
It's like talk to him to turn it on, talk to him to turn it off kind of thing.
Oh, right.
So if maybe you just want to turn it off temporarily, like maybe you're going into a dungeon you know is kind of hard for you anyway, you can just temporarily turn that off so you won't see any mimics, and then you'll just have to deal with like the dungeon itself, and then you can turn it back on if you're going to do some user content. So I like that they did give you that option, because I can see for some people how the mimics would get to be annoying, because they're kind of annoying to fight.
Yeah.
But, again, it's supposed to be a fun thing, not, something to stress out about. And they did apologize that they aren't scaling right. And I noticed I did test it out. I went in on one of my lower level characters. I went in and, those mimics are kind of tough. If you're on a first lifer and you're not equipped well, and I can see why people are complaining. So hopefully it'll be fixed. If not, it'll be fixed next time it comes around. Okay.
Now, any other things you want to discuss related to the mimic hunt?
Nope. I think that is it.
Very well.
Just have fun with it. It's supposed to be fun.
Then let's head into the reveal. I heard that they finally have a name for the expansion.
We do, and a fancy new sweet-looking logo, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, over on Cordovan's Friday at noon stream, before the stream started, there was some pretty sweet music that was playing, and then this logo appeared. It just appeared out of the mist.
Ooh, out of the mist. Ooh.
Of Ravenloft. Yes, that is the official title of our upcoming expansion, The Mist of Ravenloft, which is awesome. I approve. I wholeheartedly approve of the title and of the sweet little logo they have. And if you're watching the YouTube version of this, you're looking at the logo right now. But yeah, it was just kind of cool how they did it because the live stream started and then some music played and then this logo just kind of like faded in and it was like, ooh.
So this is likely to be then some of the music for Ravenloft then?
You know, I was going to ask him because I was watching the stream and I got so excited about this whole Mr. Ravenloft thing, I forgot to ask him.
Oh.
So we might want to ask him that next week because he's going to be a guest on the show. We'll talk about that later too. See, I'm just teasing like the show left and right tonight. And then the other thing he announced during that live stream was at some point this week, they're hoping Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, it depends how the build went. They were going to build a new build to see and check it into QA and have them look at it and see if there was errors. Lamania might be up, and we might get our first look at the Asimar and the Bastani knife fighting tree. That is the plan. The plan is for that to be up Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, somewhere around in there. So keep your eyes peeled. We might have a Lamania, and we might have some new stuff to play with.
Let's head into the DDO Chronicle, issue 252, where we look at a bookshelf.
And a drow. You can't forget about the drow.
Okay, yeah. Yes, it does look like a drow study, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That's probably how to like kill people in 2 easy steps. I'm sure that's what that book right there is. In the community spotlight of our 252nd Chronicle is Maze Arcana will now be hosted on DDO Stream. And you might be asking yourself, what the heck is Maze Arcana? And I'm asking, why don't you know what Maze Arcana is already? That is an amazing live-streamed 5th edition D&D podcast, but I'm sorry, not podcast, a live play, sorry, that is Eberron-focused. So it is a pen and paper 5e live stream every Sunday, but their campaign is set in and around Eberron, which is kind of different because usually that is not the case because 5e is sorely based in Forgotten Realms, but they actually got permission. Well, they're actually sponsored by WotC, so that's kind of how they can do it. But they work with Keith Baker, actually, who created Eberron, and it is a combination between Maze Arcana, Keith Baker, and WotC to do this. So if you ever wanted to see some Eberron and 5e, you need to watch this live stream. It is every Sunday afternoon, and it is now going to be hosted on DDO Stream. It's usually over on the WotC Twitch channel, but DDO is going to host it, so you can either watch it there or on WotC. It's an amazing show, amazing players, amazing people, and it just so happens that we already recorded an interview with these guys, with Satine Phoenix and Rudy Woutenberg. I recorded an interview with them. We talked for about, an hour and 30 minutes. It was a great interview. I went to edit it and put it up and release it, and it didn't record.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing. So we will actually have an interview with these guys soon. We're trying to work it up. Their schedules are kind of crazy, so I'm working on redoing that interview. But it was an amazing interview, I can tell you that. It was an awesome time. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and they enjoyed it. They said it was one of their most fun interviews they have ever done. They enjoyed themselves thoroughly, and I had a tech failure and it didn't record. So yeah. So, but you can watch the live stream, and we should have an interview with him soon, hopefully, once we can get our schedules coordinated again. Elsewhere in the community spotlights, A Bard's Life has now moved to Saturday night on the official DDO Stream channel. So check them out at twitch.tv/DDO Stream every Saturday night. King Kaz is video chronicling every quest in the game, starting with Korthos Island all through up Endgame. King Kaz also streams on the DDO Stream as well, and check out his archives over on YouTube. But yeah, they're going through every quest in the game from Korthos on. So you can actually, if you want to see what every quest looks like and how it's run, you can watch them and see it. That is an amazing accomplishment that you're going through every quest in the game and going to record it. Good on you, sir. Good on you. In our fan site news section, DDO Cast, the latest episode takes a look at level 7 and 9 in their continuing series on leveling. Check that out. Batch Lagore heads into the Giant Hold and more, so check out his latest live stream. And A Very Bad Guild is taking their last stand. Click over and watch their video. And Ozzy plays in the waterworks. So check out Ozzy's latest video. And Thorson is running some permadeaths. So click over and watch that. We're getting a lot of video content here lately in the community, which is awesome. Always great to see people making some new content. And of course, we have a Chronicle comment for the week, and I can't wait to hear Pine Leaf's answer to this one, because I know he's going to use Pine Leaf logic on this. A group of geese are called a gaggle, right? So what is a group of mimics called?
A Nox?
Nice. See, I knew you would use Pine Leaf logic. Gumsgang is saying a mime of mimics. That's tough to say. A mime of mimics. Say that like 5 times fast. I was trying to think, and I couldn't come up with a good answer for this, other than like instant death, you know. I couldn't think of anything, but yes, a group of mimics, a Nox. I like that. See, I told you, Pine Leaf logic. And then, of course, we have our official screenshot of the week, and it should have tried
Big Bear.
A big bear, that's right. I should have tried to... Bocage, there you go. That'll work. Wakes up from hibernation in the 335th DDO screenshot of the week. And I must say, I like this screenshot because they caught it just right. They're doing one of the emotes, I do believe. So it looks like the bear's standing up and stretching, and it's kind of like a panoramic shot. It's an awesome screenshot. So good job taking the shot. I like that screenshot.
Then let's get into our store sales this week. And is there anything nice on sale?
There is some good stuff, actually. 35% off character banks, shared banks, deposit box, and platinum storage, inventory space, and bags, all at 35% off. So if you need any storage, you need to go to the DDO store right now and buy it. Right now this minute. Well, maybe actually wait till after. But, well, you could listen to the podcast and go buy the stuff at the same time. And then, of course, we have our free sample of the week, which runs through October 5th. And that is the Enchanted Repair All Kit with the coupon code Mr. Fixit. I love the code Mr. Fixit. MRFIXIT. Just what it sounds like. Mr. Fixit.
Let's see what's on the tabletop this week. And we start out with an interview with Shelley Mazanoble from Avalon Hill, Watsy. And what does she say?
She had a lot to talk about. And unfortunately, this was an interview by email because we couldn't get our schedules to kind of mesh real well because she's a little busy right now because Avalon Hill's got 2 games coming out. Of course, that is Betrayal at Baldur's Gate and the reprint of the anniversary edition of Axis and Allies. But she did answer some of my questions. I sent over some questions, and she so graciously answered those. We talked a little bit about the last expansion that came out for Betrayal at House on the Hill and what the reception to that was like. Then, of course, we talked about the new Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, and then I squeezed a little bit of information about the Axis and Allies reprint as well. So you can hop over to the site and check out the interview that I did with her. And I want to thank her for taking some time out for answering my silly questions during her day for my email. Wish it could have been an audio interview, but maybe we'll make that happen sometimes.
Right, we'll see about that. But right now, we'll look at Munchkin Magical Mess coming from Steve Jackson. There's a lot of Munchkin stuff coming up around this time.
I think we say this every time we talk about Munchkin, but how many different Munchkin games can you make? Good grief, Steve Jackson. Yes, Munchkin Magical Mess. Say that 5 times fast. It is featuring bizarre and unlikely monster hybrids, including the chimpanzee bra.
What?
I don't know. The chupacabra and the escape ghost. I don't know. It's Munchkin. That's all you need to know.
Right.
And of course, there's going to be some wacky treasures, such as the butterfly knife, the snail gun, and the shark head hammer. So you can tell exactly what you're going to get in this Munchkin Magical Mess. Munchkin's Magical Mess can be played on its own or as a combined with any other Munchkin game, including a Moops Monster Mashup, which is where a lot of the monsters are coming from. That was released early last year, or late last year, I think, is when Moops came out. It features 12 cardboard stand-ups a 20 by 10 inch mounted game board, and 6-sided dice. Like most Munchkin games, intended for 2 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, and they say it takes about an hour or 2 to play. MSRP is $29.95. Look for it in January of next year. Some more Munchkin on the way. Munchkin's Magical Mess.
I'm not too sure about this one. Of course, I just got Munchkin Shakespeare, so...
Wow, you're really behind the times, finally. Yeah, you got to get on that.
What? Shakespeare is actually a recent one, I thought.
I guess it's not too... Yeah, that was probably, I think, this summer, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe spring, so, okay, I guess you're not that far behind.
Okay.
But seriously, how many Munchkin mashups and things can you make? I mean, I like Munchkin as much as the next person, but good grief, enough is enough.
Anyway, then let's try something else. How about a first journey for Ticket to Ride?
That's right. This is now available over on Steam and mobile. Ticket to Ride First Journey is a board game that was released, I want to say at Gen Con, I think is when it came out. And Asmodee Digital has announced it has released Ticket to Ride First Journey on Steam, iOS, and Android. Look for a Mac version coming soon. And the game is aimed at a younger player, so it's got quicker gameplay and a little bit of easier rules. Also kind of has a little cartoony look to it as well. The digital version comes with both USA and European maps, unlockable rewards to help build geographical knowledge, and also a solo mode with 3 AI of varying difficulties. Or, of course, you can play with friends and family using your tablet or your phone using the Pass and Play mode. It is available now, as I said, on iOS, Android, and Steam. Ticket to Ride First Journey Mac version coming soon from Asmodee Digital.
Now let's see what's on the screen. Though, actually, we did look at what was on the screen.
Let's
look at our weekend grade. Yeah, the tabletop, the screen. Yeah,
we have too many segments, I think, is what he's trying to say.
Yes. So let's look at our weekend gaming. And Jirak, what have you been up to?
Well, I didn't do a lot this week. I was semi-busy. But, of course, I did take my 21 Ranger, ran my Duel for the Underdarks, as I'm still trying to get those drops. Still not getting the drops. I'm getting every other named item, but not getting the named item that I want. Go figure. RNG.
This
RNG.
is not the named item you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. According to the RNG, no, it is not. And then elsewhere in DDO, I jumped on my Druid, which is soon to be my Wolflock. And then at 20, I'm going to turn that into my Dragon Wolflock. So we all know that. I haven't played that character for a while. But I went out to the harbor and I ran Irestone Inlet. And I ran it 5 times. See if you can figure out why I ran it 5 times.
Fires? Oh, something to do with mimics?
Yes! Yes. Here is a hint. Pro tip for you, which, of course, everybody already knows this. One of the best quests to get mimics, and one of the fairly easiest quests to get mimics, is Irestone Inlet, because there is a crap ton of chests in that quest. And the quest is not that hard. It runs pretty quick. It's pretty fast. I enjoy the quest. So, yes. I ran it 5 times to where, as we talked about, you open a chest 5 times, you can't spawn any more mimics. So I was done. And I got a bunch of mimic tokens. Still not enough to get my coin pet, but I'm getting there.
Okay, and I guess I'm not familiar with Irestone Inlet, so...
Oh, you have to be. It's one with Yar Yar, and you blow up Yar Yar's ship.
Oh, the one where you're supposed to blow up the ship.
Yes. You have to rescue the crew member. Please tell me you have done Irestone Inlet.
Rescue the crew members?
Yes.
Because the only one I remember blowing up the ship is where you have to blow up 3 ships.
Nope. Oh, dude. Okay. I guess we're going to have to run Irestone Inlet now.
Wait, what level is that?
It is 4. So if I ran it on Elite, so it was 8.
Oh, okay. Do you have a level 4 character? Because just so happens I have a level 4 character that's...
I do have a level 4.
So we could try taking our level 4s this week.
Well, there you go. I cannot believe you've never done Irestone Inlet.
Well, it could be I've done it and just completely forgot
I'm
about it.
sure once we get into it, you will remember it. Because
okay.
I am almost positive we have done it before because I always run that quest. Because there is, like I said, there's an insane amount of chests in there, and you get some good loot. Well, most people get good loot drops, of course. I don't. Because I'm but yeah, and we'll see a bunch of mimics too. So I guess we know what we're doing Wednesday, at least for part of Wednesday. And then that was really all I did in DDO other than with you. I'll let you talk about that. Did play a few other video games. Started playing Ark Survival Evolved. And Ark is
playing Ark.
Playing Ark. That is a survival game, as the name would suggest. And there's dinosaurs. There's lots and lots of dinosaurs. And dinosaurs will eat you. But you can tame the dinosaurs, and I tamed the dinosaurs. So yes, it's fun. I love it. Was a good time. I'm playing with the damsels. Actually,
You're playing Ark with the damsels.
I'm playing Ark with the damsels. They conned me into doing that just so they could see me die in another game. I think probably because the damsels have this thing about killing me for some reason. I don't know. Again, I question what does that say about me. I keep going back, but yeah. And the other video game I played was I got invited to check out the upcoming Ogre, which of course is based on the Steve Jackson Ogre game. It is going to be released for Steam this week, actually, on October the 5th. It is officially coming out. I got a press invite to check that out, and I actually did get to take a video, so I will be releasing that video tomorrow. Because I can also release the full trailer for the game as well. I'm under embargo for that trailer, so I had to wait. So I had to hold my gameplay video. Just what I can say, because I can't say too much right now since I'm still under the embargo on it. I can say I played it. I can say I enjoyed it. I can say they did a really good job. They translated the game to video game very, very well. So as I said, October the 5th, that's coming out. Tomorrow you'll be able to see it's about I think 9-minute video. I just kind of threw together. I couldn't, record everything because they didn't want too much getting out because it was an early build. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And the only other thing I did gaming related was more video games. I played mini golf this week finally, and it was awesome. There's a new game on Steam that is in early access called Golf with Your Friends, and it is mini golf, and it is super crazy fun. A friend and I played that for about 2 hours one night last week. It was a blast. And they've got 4 courses right now. They're getting ready to release a 5th one. And they're also going to release a level builder where you can build your own mini golf courses. So if you're into mini golf and you want to have a blast with your friends, golf with your friends. Look for it on Steam. It's in early access right now.
They're saying that's been in early access for a year and a half now, though?
Oh, yeah. That's normal for games. 7 Days to Die has been in early access for like 2 years. Ark was in early access for almost 3 years, I think. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that early access means nothing anymore. I mean, it used to be stuff was in early access for like a week or two, and then it went final. No, now they stay in early access for like ever. Which, that's why, see, this is like a whole other conversation. I don't like the term early access because basically you're playing an extended beta, but that's neither here nor there. I won't open that can of worms and get on that soapbox right now.
All right. So I've noticed that October is going to have a lot of board game implementations in video games. You said that We've got Ogre coming this week. We've got Flashpoint Fire Rescue coming this week. We've got Tomb of Annihilation coming this month at some point.
Yep.
We got, Pandemic is probably going to might be late this month, early next month, I guess, depending on how things go in their testing.
Bottom of the Ninth just came out last week as well, so there's another one.
Is that on Steam or is that on? It is on.
Yeah, I think there was a Steam version of that as well. I can't remember. I posted about it. I got a press release on it, but yeah, I think it was on Steam and Android and iOS. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it's on Android and iOS. It's coming to Steam this month.
Okay. We'll see. Well, there you go. There's your October. Still October. Yeah. So you're right. October is the Let's Bring Board Games to Video Games month, apparently. And that is really all I did. I did play some tabletop, but I can't talk about it yet.
Lots of stuff you can't talk about.
So there's a teaser for something upcoming soon-ish when I can talk about it.
Then let's head into what my week is then.
Sure. I was going to ask, what were you up to besides the DDO and all of the crazy stuff that you do in Minecraft?
Very well, let's begin with what we did together on our level 20 gnomes. We were in Evening Star to actually complete the Tracker's Trap this time.
Yeah, my power didn't go out this time. Yay!
Yeah, it's nice that you didn't have a power outage and that we were able to finish that. Then we continued in the Stormhorns, and we're going all about the area. There's one point where we tame a owlbear, so therefore we were having a pet owlbear with us for some time. I thought that was highlightable.
Yeah, I forgot that there was that optional out there that you could do that, and he does fight with you for a little while.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool having an owlbear like tanking for you.
And then we ran lines of supply in order to trying to stop all those various things, those giants, those orcs, and those gnolls that like to have their own various styles of trying to run the gauntlet, so to speak. Then, on my own, I ran my Dragonborn Artificer, level 3 in the harbor, where I ran Bringing the Light. Then I ran the Miller's Debt. And this is why I am not in the least way shocked on your thing about mimics, because in the Miller's Debt, there are these two chests you have at the end. One of them that has the debt, and the other one that has your actual treasure. And yes, they both spawned mimics. Dangerous mimics.
Yeah, I'm sure at that level, I'm sure they were.
And what happened was that I got incapacitated because I was on the stairs there, so therefore getting a mimic in the Miller's Debt on that final chest area is really awkward if you're not expecting it, and trying to get off the stairs and all that fun stuff if you're not really used to handling that situation. So therefore I got incapacitated. Now, this is a solo, so I don't think you're allowed to run it with a cleric or anything like that. And I somehow managed to make my stabilization roll.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to finish the thing. It's a good thing that didn't kill me outright. Yes. But I think that might actually be the first time I've ever made a stabilization roll in DDO.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I ever have. I usually end up dying before I do. So yeah, I don't think I actually have.
Therefore, we had double mimics for there. Then I went into the Cerulean Hills and running Where There's Smoke and the Captives, and I learned that, yes, of course, even the ham chests can have mimics.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize they could. That's awesome.
Yeah, they definitely can have mimics. Fortunately, because of the terrain and stuff like that, I had an easier time handling those mimics. Plus, I think I was more prepared for them after what happened in the Miller's Debt, since those were my first mimics.
So it would be the dreaded ham mimic then?
The dreaded ham mimic, yes. Then I ran Protecting Baldry's Interests, and I ran that mainly because I was just ready to get to level 4, so that got me up to 4. On tabletop, I played a new game, Cosmic Run Rapid Fire, where the idea is that you're trying to get 3 ships all the way to the end of these planets that you're going to get to. You're trying to be the first one to get there, and in a solo run, you have a virtual opponent who's slowly going up there, and you've got to beat the opponent. And while you're doing all this, you've got these asteroids. No, mines. Mines are popping up all over the place that the enemy is laying down, so therefore you can easily get blown up, or you can have your passage blocked by having these mines come in your way. And this is a dice chucker.
I was just about to ask. This screams dice chucking game to me.
Yeah, very definitely a dice chucking game with 8 different dice on there. The mine dice are separate from this, but you have 8 different dice, and these dice are, I think, every single one is different from each other. There's no 2 of the dice are exactly the same. So it's really good. This is one of those games where whatever you do, don't lose any dice, which is a scary one for me because I think I have a talent for losing dice. So therefore, that's the thing on Cosmic Run Rapid Fire. Dice Chucker comes with a score pad, and the idea is to be the first to get your ships out to planets. Then on Minecraft, I worked on the top floor of the temple where before the top floor was rather unevenly done. I had the left side pretty much starting to look nice, while on the right side it was all ugly on it and not properly on a facade or anything like this. So I decided to finish up that area and make it consistent, give it all a consistent look. And then I decided to try something really challenging in Minecraft, and I decided to attempt the October Minecraft Hardcore Challenge for the month of October. And this month's theme is igloos. We're being dropped into an icy terrain, and we are supposed to find an igloo and do all sorts of cool stuff with it. I have posted the first episode of that on my YouTube channel, the Pine Leaf Needles YouTube channel, and posts are made on Mondays and Fridays. And each of the participants then uploads it, so therefore I'll have an opportunity to then see what my other companions are doing, and I have a feeling that I am probably the least expert person attempting this month. That's going to be my guess. We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon, and if you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. And this week we did not receive any emails, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlliance, DDO Players @DDO Players, Draculetta @Draculetta_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. The Players Alliance currently has 2 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have the Lucha Players News. You join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And next week will be our 150th episode and 3rd year anniversary of our site, and we'll be joined by Community Manager Cordovan. Let's all give him a nice, warm welcome next week. And that is it for tonight. And this is Pine Leaf News reminding you to quest responsibly.